When I was a teenager, my doctor told me, if you've got acne, you go on birth control. I had some irregularities in my cycle as a younger woman, and for that I needed birth control. I think that the idea of women having to take hormones to fix problems is just sort of the gold standard right now, even though it's really an undeserved standard. I also come from a fairly long line of women who have had reproductive health challenges. So I was interested in getting anything that was going to get me past just take a birth control pill. So the method of natural family planning that I use is the Sympto-Thermal method. There are sort of three integral components. The first being that you're checking your temperature on a daily basis. It should be around about the same time, but I have had hours pass with small children where I did not take my temperature and it was fine. You're also checking cervical mucus for various characteristics like color and texture. If you are able, you're also checking sort of the texture of your cervix. And you track those three things throughout the month, every day. And the nice thing about the Sympto-Thermal method is if somehow you don't check one of those things, you still have two other sources of data. And then if somehow you miss two, you've at least got one, and the next day you can pick up from there. So when I first began our NFP program, I brought in one of my charts, and there was a couple teaching it, and the wife noticed that I had some peculiar things going on in there, and I mentioned to her that I had been talking to my doctors for years about this and that I thought it wasn't normal, but they told me it was normal and take birth control and you'll be fine. She looked at it and told me it was not normal and would probably have prevented us from having children if I didn't address it. She offered me some suggestions that wound up working great. We were pregnant with our daughter on our first opportunity that we could be when we planned it out. Had I not been in her specific class, perhaps no one would have noticed, and I wouldn't have children now. So NFP would seem to be very countercultural right now, especially if you're a little bit hesitant to go against what your own physician may be saying, because I've had doctors tell me, well, that doesn't work. My own mother told me that doesn't work. I decided, you know what, I'm gonna find out about it anyway. Almost no one that I know has learned every method. So you may want to get a feel for what they each have to offer. It's something that I think offers women a chance to get to know their own bodies and then to be able to share that information with their spouse. Just having that experience for him to get to know me and me to have to learn how to communicate with him about something as unique and personal as how my body works has actually been really good for us.